This is the book of 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter, verses 4 through 5. I'm going to get the Amplified Version Bible. And it reads, 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. And it reads, the weapons of our warfare are not physical, weapons of flesh and blood. Our weapons are divinely powerful for the destruction of fortresses. Fifth verse, we are destroying sophisticated arguments and every exalted and proud thing that sets itself up against the true knowledge of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And we are taking every thought and purpose captive to the obedience of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Giving all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors unto the head apostles of the great millstone, who do rule well and teach well. Shalom unto the elders, the elder bishops, the brothers of great millstone, and the affiliate camps as well. Shalom, shalom. So this is the brother Ashamath back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, you find this lesson edifying and informative. This lesson, I want to go into a little bit about the bywords and proverbs that our people call themselves. And that's pursuant to biblical prophecy. Jake will become a byword and a proverb. Let's get Deuteronomy 28 and 37. We'll go back to 2 Corinthians. Deuteronomy 28 and 37. I'll read the Amplified Bible version because it's right here in our faces. And you will become a whore, a proverb, a mere object lesson, and a taunt, a derisive joke. Derisive means mocking or taunting, among all the people to which the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai drives you. This is Deuteronomy 28:37 in the KJV. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall lead thee. Let's get one more. This is Psalms 44 and 14. And it reads, thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people. And as a part of prophecy, Jake will be calling themselves bywords and proverbs, African American, Latino, Hispanic. Those are bywords and proverbs given to you by your oppressor, Esau, Edom. Let's go into them a little bit. Latin, or what our people call themselves, Latino, pertaining to Latin. Latium, belonging to Latium. What's Latium? The region of Italy around Rome, belonging to Rome. A name of an uncertain region. Yeah. So belonging to Rome. Interesting information. Now, what's also another clue to show that we're in the modern day Roman Empire is the Treaty of Rome, which was founded in 1957, the European Economic Community, under the nations of Belgium, France, Italy, Luxembourg. I believe that's Germany. Luxembourg, Slovakia. Yep. Bordered between Belgium and Germany, and the Netherlands and West Germany. And this was founded in 1957, and this later became the European Union, the EU. But an interesting bit of information is it's called the Treaty of Rome. The Treaty of Rome. Another way to show you that these European nations, they descend from the Romans, who descend from the Greeks, who descend from the Edomites. Same nation of people. Also, a little bit of interesting information I found out yesterday is one of the ways you can say rock in Spanish. Got it pulled up is piedra. Let's see. Yep. La piedra. Piedra. Piedra, right? Stone, rock, flint. Now, how do you say rock in Latin? One of the ways you say rock in Latin is petra. Petrum, Petra. 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 Now, what's Petra? Petra was an ancient city in southwestern Asia, Jordan, and that was one of the capital cities of ancient Edom. You have Basra, which is the main city, and then you have Petra, basically like New York and LA. If you go into Petra, the architecture in Petra mimics the architecture in ancient Greece and Rome, mimics the architecture that you see at the White House as far as these United States capitals, the pillars. If you go into Petra, well, there's eagle carvings all over the place. And the eagle is synonymous with the nation of people, the biblical Edomites. If you go into the United States dollar, what's on the back of the dollar? The eagle. What's on the top of the United States flag? The eagle. What was on the ancient Spanish flag? An eagle. Let's get a quick precept. Deuteronomy 28 and 49. And it reads, the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Because if you go into the history, when the Tainos, the Arawak, and all these indigenous tribes who were living in America and the Americas encountered the Spaniards, those tribes didn't speak Spanish. They spoke Hebrew. That's why Christopher Columbus came over here with Hebrew interpreters. And if you go into one of those Hebrew interpreters, Luis de Torres, who's also named, is it Luis de Torres? Yep. Who was born Yosef Yosef or Yawasat Ben or Ban Ha Levi. Ban Loya. Yawasat Ban Loya. That would be how you would say his name in the Paleo Hebrew. And he was a Hebrew interpreter as well. He knew how to speak Hebrew. He would be what would be called a polyglot, a man of many languages. He spoke Spanish, spoke Hebrew. There was an actual name that start with the C, converso, I believe. Let's make sure that's accurate information. Slovakia. But he was a man who knew many languages. I want to make this too long, so let's see. Yeah, he was a converso, the Wadi al-Bashim Ashar. That's accurate. A polyglot, a man who knew many languages. Now let's go into the second byword and proverb that our people call themselves. So we just covered Latin, which goes back to belonging to Latium, belonging to Rome, a mountainous region in Rome. How do you say rock in Spanish? Well, piedra. How do you say rock in Latin? Petra. What's Petra? A city in ancient Edom. Hispanic, pertaining to Spain. Pertaining to Spain. Interesting, right? Spanish, Spaniard. Now, one of the major kingdoms that was ruled by Esau Edom was the Spanish kingdom. You know, you had the 7 major empires ruled by Esau Edom: Greece, Rome, Germania Major, Germania Minor. You had the Spanish, you had the French, and then the British. And then you had the 8th that came from the 7, which is America. The Spaniards. Another way to show also, Jake, as far as your nation destroyed, is your last names. Myself, I have a Scottish English last name. Most likely that's the nation who threw my ancestors in slavery. Portuguese last name for people who live in Brazil. Spanish last names for, our brothers, who were conquered by, whose ancestors were conquered by the Spanish Inquisition, so on and so forth. They're all Edomites, man. They descend from ancient Edom. They're the people who took peace from the earth, who gave you these proverbs and bywords, these mocking terms, Hispania, a country of Spaniards. Yeah, Spanish, pertaining to Spain, or property of Spain, property of Rome. Let's go into African American. African American. Let me see. Oh, that's why I don't have it spelled correct. I don't have it spelled correctly. African American, pertaining to Africanus. Now we know who Africanus is. Leo Scipio Africanus. He was a general. Leo Africanus. Esau be trying to hide the truth. Leo Scipio Africanus. Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus was a Roman general who was known for conquering Hannibal, and so when you call yourself African American, you're calling yourself, basically pertaining to, Africanus, pertaining to Amerigo Vespucci. That's what you're basically calling yourself, pertaining to 2 Edomite conquerors, Leo Scipio Africanus, which is a warmonger, a Roman warmonger, a Roman. We know who the Romans are. They spoke Latin, and they were the ones who were in power when the Lord was on the scene. They're the final empire before the Lord returns, and we're in the last leg of the Roman Empire, the miry clay, mixed with iron, the divided kingdom. But back to this term, African American. You're calling yourself pertaining to Leo Scipio Africanus, pertaining to Amerigo Vespucci. Who was Amerigo Vespucci? Amerigo Vespucci was, a pirate, man, a thief. It'll call him a discoverer, but the doctrine of discovery is just the doctrine of, of manifest destiny. And since I'm in the power seat, I have the right to jack everybody. That's what it is, Try the doctrine of discovery, when you go out to the grocery store. Your ass is going to get cuffed and thrown in jail, I discovered this fruit, Your ass is going straight to jail. And I don't encourage it. I'm just, being facetious, being funny. 2 Corinthians 10:4. And I want to make this too long because my phone is just about dying. So I'll get a few more precepts and wrap on up. This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. Matter of fact, this is Hosea 6 and 4, real quick. Hosea 6 and 4. And it reads, Hosea 4 and 6. Hosea 4 and 6. And it reads, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, and the Lord is the power of knowledge, the power of wisdom, and by him actions are weighed and measured. I will also reject thee. He turned his face away from us, this truth. But in these last days, as an act of mercy, he would restore health unto our people, starting with the hope for the elect. He will restore help, unto the hope for the elect, by giving us this knowledge, this wisdom, turning his face back towards us, giving us our heritage, our language, and his name, and knowledge of our enemy and knowledge of who we are. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. And what have our people done? This is Jeremiah 2 and 13, and it reads, yep. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. Christianity, that's a broken cistern that can hold no water. Islam, self-worship, all the philosophies and ideologies that our people are taught by Esau Edom, including these bywords and proverbs that Jake just loves to call themselves, Hispanic, Latino, African American. Those are all bywords and proverbs in actual mocking and taunting terms, This nigga Esau laughs at you when you call yourself African American, Hispanic, Latino. I still got him. Nigga still destroyed. The Lord said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. John 8 and 32. And it reads, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. The truth shall make you free. John 8 and 32 in the NLT. And it reads, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Mentally and spiritually, man. This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. And it reads, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. And a major stronghold that our people have still on them to this day is these bywords and proverbs that they call themselves. These nicknames that they were given to them by their oppressor, Esau Edom. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach Yahushai. Let's get this in the Amplified Bible. And it reads, for the weapons of our warfare are not physical weapons of flesh and blood. Our weapons are divinely powerful for the destruction of fortresses. And that's what it's doing. This truth is destroying Esau Edom's fortress, his fortress of lies, deception, witchcraft, and sorcery. It's all being confounded with this word. 2 Corinthians 10 and 5, the Amplified Version Bible. And it reads, we are destroying sophisticated arguments and every exalted and proud thing that sets itself up against the true knowledge of the Most High. And we are taking every thought and purpose captive to the obedience of Hamashiach Yahushai. Yeah. These sophisticated arguments and every exalted and proud thing that sets itself up against this truth is being knocked down. It's being confounded, This is Isaiah 25 and 7. Vocab Malone, he's confounded. The gates of the nobles, they're being confounded. They're being found out to be liars. And they're making their moves in the chessboard, to come up against this truth just to be destroyed, just to be confounded. Isaiah 25 and 7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. Gross darkness, lies, deception. These 198 or so nationalities that these people call themselves. There's 17 nations in the Bible. outside the nation of Israel. There's 18 nations, period, on the planet Earth. And dividing the earth by a color line, that was a plan that was brought into fruition by Esau Edom, Joseph Blumenbach. That was the man's name. You know, an Amalekite, a small header. He came up with that concept in 1681. That's in the book From Babylon to Timbuktu. I want to say around page 20, 21, somewhere around there. And he would destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people and the veil that is spread over all nations. He will swallow up death and victory, and the Lord Yahweh Shemashai power will wipe away tears from all faces of the Israelites, man. And the rebuke of his people shall be taken away from off all the earth, for the Lord Yahweh Shemashai has spoken it. Let's get this in the Amplified Version Bible. We'll close on up. Isaiah 25:7 and 8 in the Amplified Version Bible. And on this mountain, this government, this ruling government, that's in power, he will destroy the covering that is cast over all peoples. These false nationalities that people call themselves, the lies, deception, the gross darkness, and the veil of death that is woven and spread over all the nations. He will swallow up death and abolish it for all time to the Israelites, because we're going to live forever. We're going to be immortals. And the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai power will wipe away tears from all faces. Yeah, from all faces of the Israelites, man. And he will take away the disgrace of his people from all the earth. Yeah, these bywords and proverbs that you call yourself, that's a disgrace, That's a mocking term, man, And he will take away the disgrace of his people from all the earth, for the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai has spoken. And he's spoken through his holy prophets, So once again, these bywords and proverbs, they're a part of biblical prophecy. They're part of the falling away. But in these last days, those bywords and proverbs will be exposed to be strongholds, ultimately, that ultimately our people are still calling themselves. But the elect, the remnant, will wake up out of those and call upon the name of Yahweh Shemashai in truth and sincerity. They will remember themselves in the land of their captivity. This is Baruch 2:30. And it reads, Baruch 2:30, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. They got heads hard as flint, but we got heads harder than flint. They got hard heads, we got harder heads. But in the land of their captivities, they will remember themselves. 31st verse, and shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, their power, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear. A heart is a mind. La'ab, that's the Hebrew word for heart, la'ab, which means your mind, and ears to hear. Hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Blessed is he that hath an ear, let him hear. Baruch 2:32, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name. And think upon my name. That's one of the first things you learn when you come into the truth, the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. You're an Israelite, man. Respective tribe you come from. Don't take the MOT to the B. So on and so forth. So with that, I'm going to close on out. I don't want to make this too long. Lord willing, you find it edifying and informative. And in closing, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors unto the head apostles of the great millstone, who do rule well and teach well. Shalom, shalom. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings unto the hopeful elect, and hearty shalom to the sincere brethren, laboring across the four winds of the earth, giving diligence to make their calling and election sure. Shalom, shalom. Until next time, shalom, wa ba ba ba. Shalom.